From warning the entire Karen community
If I was a dictator, that's one of the first groups of people that I would eliminate. Anybody that did that.
to destroying its annoying members.
The studio said I had to lose 15 pounds to star in a movie. Well, then start running, you fat fuck.
Here are 7 times Bill Burr had zero patience for dumb Karens, starting with his rant on lesbian crystal crusaders.
Ladies, if you have a girlfriend and she has like a sweatshirt that says namaste on it, she's a cunt. Like, how do you not see that? Why would you think that she's spiritual? I just don't. You shouldn't have to advertise that you're spiritual. You should sense it.
Namaste. This is just how I choose to live my life.
But Bill wasn't finished aligning their chakras just yet.
You know, she's one of those people, who goes on Instagram and goes out into nature with the bathing suit up her ass and does like the fucking hard hands with like advice. Guys, don't forget to take time for yourself when you're fucking gathering your knowledge on your journey. If I was a dictator, that's one of the first groups of people that I would eliminate. Anybody that fucking did that.
And after the Instagram gurus, Bill went for their slower cousins next.
And then right after that would be anybody who tried to do the hard hands but were too stupid, so it looked like a grilled cheese sandwich. You ever see, okay, Tabitha, see you later. Right? It's just like.
But while these spiritual Karens tried their best to detach from reality, these next ones got too hyper-fixated with it.
People who watch the news fascinate me. They're always eyebrows up and like freaking out. You're like, oh yeah, all right. You just want to walk around in fight or flight mode your whole fucking life? This is what's happening. And there's plastic in the cereal, and then it's going into your children, and then they're going to be little plastic people. Is there any sort of solution? No, just this information.
And after finishing up the outrage warriors, Bill ridiculed the Israel-Palestine conflict next.
Like I know Gaza Strip, that's still going, right? Yeah, all right. Okay, that's going on. Well, did you pick a side? Who deserves to live more, right? I hate that shit.
Well, these kids, they more line up with their foreign policy than these kids over here.
But Bill's common sense questions just weren't getting answered.
How the f is war still legal in 2024? Can you explain that to me? Like, I can't call a fat fuck anymore, all right? Even if he took my last slice of pizza and is denying it with pepperoni on his breath.
And the body positive movement naturally caught all of Bill's strays.
I can't be like, you fat man-titted cunt. I know what you did. Own up to it. Everybody's like, all right, well, he took your pizza, but that's like no reason to body shame. I mean, It's like, yeah, it is. I can't get the fucking pizza back. At least I can make him feel bad about himself. All right?
But Bill also put Snapchat revolutionaries in his scope before moving on.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that, but it's still socially acceptable to shoot a missile in the general direction of somebody you're upset with. I do think it's hilarious that college kids are all freaking out, supporting the Palestinians. How dare the Israelis do what our country has been doing for 20 years? What the fuck? You don't do that shit, we do.
But while Bill clipped the young rebels in the bud, it was too late for his biggest hater and male Karen, Ben Shapiro, who kept trying to take uninformed shots at him.
Ben Shapiro talked about going to one of your shows and complaining about you becoming woke, which sort of then created this.
He doesn't even know what that word means.
Let me sum
his definition of woke is white liberals' definition of woke, and they didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
They just took the word from black people. That's the worst thing about our people, is not only do we take from other cultures, we don't even take the time to understand the definition.
And Bill kept exposing Shapiro's true colors.
He went there to be annoyed so he can then have something to talk about, and then he can make money off of dividing his own country.
Yes, but to be fair, or not to be fair, the fact is that it worked for what his goal is, which is then it became a thing online where then a certain portion of the right complained about how you're woke.
But Bill's cannon fire caught both Shapiro and his racist fans in its blast radius.
They're racist. Yeah, they send pictures of monkeys to me and my wife. They're fucking horrible people, and they're cowards, and they never say it to your face. Look, dude, there's an ugliness that's out there right now where, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a psycho-nationalist and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there where you can...
And Bill gave people like Shapiro some subtle advice.
And they will laugh at your bad jokes and just give you this pass. And it's like, there's a really ugly thing that's going on out there. And, you know, it's the kind of things we've already seen this, and we've seen what it does to a nation. And it's not the way to go.
But when the interviewer asked him about the left, Bill made his views clear.
I don't want to hear left and right crap. They're all fucking nuts. That fucking shit post Me Too, where it went from people shouldn't sexually assault people, absolutely, to I don't like what you're talking about in your act, was fucking nuts. It was McCarthyism on the left. And now you've gone to the other side on the right.
And Bill reminded everyone that politics is a buffet, and he's serving insults to both ends of the table.
When you think of talking about politics at all in your act, what do you want to do, right?
If I do it, I trash them both.
Yeah. With what?
Because that is my job. You know, when I do stand-up, you know, if I start trashing like Trump, I would hear the left in the crowd like, yeah, and I'd be like, you voted for a guy that, you know, is staring off into space.
But people Bill does genuinely hate are critics who keep trying to box him in.
People keep trying to categorize what it is that you're doing. Like that idiot Ben Shapiro. No, he's woke now. He's like, I don't... That fuck guy, someone came to me and goes, hey man, he was trying to bring me into his fold. At one point, the guy liked me.
And on a sad ending note, Bill explained how even his own people have turned against him.
And then when I didn't, then all of a sudden, I'm a fucking asshole. I mean, I'm supposed to look at that guy like he's an adult?
Do you feel misunderstood if people take you words one way or the other?
No, I'm deliberately misunderstood.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
people are like, it's like a catcher trying to make a ball a strike. So they try to, and everyone does it. It's not just people with radio shows and podcasts.
Bill didn't just talk a big game, he walked it too. And he proved it by torching the Karens on both left and right in his pandemic Netflix special.
I am so fed up with these. I ain't being safe. I don't fucking believe in it. We're just coming out, my balls out, walking down the street. Everybody, all hypocritical.
And
we got to set up some Hunger Games shit to solve it. The non-vaxxers versus the vaxxers.
But Bill's insane plan started sounding more like Squid Game than Hunger Games.
So there's a giant field.
Another crowd that he was severely disappointed by were the feminist Karens blaming men for the WNBA's flop, until his reply shut them up.
You failed them, not me. Ladies, name your top 5 all-time WNBA players of all time. Come on.
Exposed how women shouting equality outside suddenly vanish at the ticket counter inside.
You don't give a about...
While Bill went easy on the hypocrisy of feminist Karens, he wouldn't be so lenient in his destruction against the Karens from the body-positive community.
The studio said I had to lose 15 pounds to star in a movie. Well, then start running, you fat fuck.
And it also went downing 50 sandwiches, but fate handed him a real-life case study of it in his 2010 special.
You see some of the animals. Some of the animals I see, like I was in the airport the other day, right? Watching this lady, she's eating Egg McMuffins, like plural. It just threw like 3 of them. Right down her throat like a pelican, just like right down her gullet.
And while Bill barely survived her breakfast carnage, the Karen's cleanup was even worse.
And when she was done, she wiped her face with the bag. And she just got a straight razor shave. She's an absolute animal.
But the woman just turned out to be the opening act for Airport Animal Planet.
I saw this other dude, he was so out of shape, he was like trying to itch his back and he couldn't reach it. So he walked up to a support pole and just walks up and he just starts like rubbing up against it.
And Bill soon made an eerie wish that would age like milk 15 years down the line.
Dude, I am so pro swine flu, it's like ridiculous. It's only gonna kill a week, you know? Seriously, put on a sweater, take some vitamins, you're gonna be fine.
But as insane as it sounded, Bill's logic was certainly Darwin approved.
You gotta let Mother Nature do her thing, man. She's like, oh, go down and get your vaccination. Why? So Egg McMuffin lady can breed with the back fat guy, you know?
And while the human animals made Bill gag, LA's silicone-made Karens pushed his disgust into another league.
You know?
But before cancel culture Karens could even sharpen their pitchforks, Bill buried them 6 feet deep.
Fucking stupid ass groups. People apologizing to them like they have some sort of power. Everybody getting in trouble. Like a bunch of children.
And Bill soon gave an example of a joke that no one should apologize for.
I was doing a gig in Dallas and some waitress wrote on like a piece of chalkboard. She goes, we like our beer the way we like our violence.
domestic. That's a great fucking joke. You take one word out, it doesn't work. It's a perfect joke.
But as always, the outrage mob found a way to kill fun and careers.
So whatever, nobody gives a shit. One person comes in, they don't like it, they ask the manager to take it down. He's just like, you know, that's our sense of humor here. All of a sudden, people start complaining, and they fired the manager and the waitress.
And Bill genuinely questioned the IQ of the Twitter tribe.
I don't understand. Like, what do they think's gonna happen? You're telling me someone who never hit a woman is gonna come walking in, read that joke, you know, just be like, wait a minute.
But Bill soon verbally dragged woke warriors out of their echo chamber and gave them a taste of reality.
They have all kinds of signs out there telling people not to hit women. People still do it. They don't see that don't hit your wife. Billboard, they're still gonna do it.
Proving that Bill never passes up a chance to shred the nonsense logic of dumb Karens.